Tony Robbins, yeah, I definitely recommend him. I've seen Tony quite a few times, and some people have asked how his six human needs that he talks about in his TED Talk, how they link to the wealth dynamic square, which they do, because wealth dynamics is also about how we feel about things and what allows us to get into flow. Whereas he talks about them as needs that we all have within ourselves, which are conflicting. So, for example, you would have significance, the opposite of connection. So the more connection you have, the less significance you can expect. And same with variety and certainty as well. The more you have one, the less you have the other. And he also talks about growth and contribution, that those six are within us, and that's what creates conflict. I would go one step further and say that's what actually creates conflict in teams as well, in that I believe every one of us has more of a tendency towards one than the other. So to give you an example, the square, we have got on the top those who are head in the clouds, that's intuitive thinkers, who are always going to value more than anything else significance, or another word for that is freedom, which means if you're put in an environment, I'm a creator, so if I'm put in an environment where I don't have that ability to shine, or I don't have the ability to be able to be free in what I'm doing and expressing myself, I'd leave the environment. It's not even about the money. And so this is more than just a need, this is a foundation to getting into your flow. The opposite is down the base, is someone at the earth level, which is not head in the clouds, is ear to the ground, which is sensory thinking, and that's all about connection. I mean, this is the kind of person who, if you're in a team and there is someone who's disconnected, that will be the first thing they'll want to do is to sort that out. A customer's not being served properly, someone unhappy at a party. It's not about significance at all, it's all about connection for them. So they're actually coming from opposite sides. And exactly the same on the right-hand side, which is all about blaze energy, about people. If you try and put them in a situation where they don't have variety, they'll leave. So get them into that space first, allow them to do that. And the opposite on the metal side, which is those who are more introvert, is all about certainty. You try and put someone into a position where they are not certain, they can't even perform properly if they come from the metal side, which are the laws, the accumulators, the mechanics. Very powerful if you think about it, that most of the responsibility to ensure our team is in flow begins with us. How we set the foundation for them to even get into flow in the first place. How we created the mountain where they're flowing down the right side of the mountain by knowing what is the need that you need to fulfill before anything else. The last two, growth and contribution, that's all about the water energy. All of us need that. And as we're finding, as we have more time in our hands, the way the economies are going, the more we find that we actually have the power, number one, to learn. Because that's what the internet and what all this technology allows us to have. But secondly, contribution. That's what all of that allows us to provide. And that's the real key for me about this magical time we're going into, is if we realize that it isn't about us all being in conflict in the same way, but each of us create conflict in others, then we can see also how we can create flow in each other as well.